Hey, what up everybody, this is Stevie Breach coming to you. This is going to be a review of the Monday Nitro from October 2nd of 1995. From watching last week's Monday Night Nitro, we know that the main event is going to be Lex Luger versus Randy Savage. The winner is going to be the new #1 contender for WCW, getting a shot at whoever the champion is after the Hulk Hogan vs. Giant match at Halloween Havoc. And also, Lex Luger, who is trying to get respect from Randy Savage, has said that if he is not able to beat Randy Savage tonight, he will leave WCW yet once again. Once the show has its opening montage, basically Eric Bischoff welcomes everybody and says, thank you for tuning in and watching Monday Nitro. Ric Flair comes up from behind and basically just steals one of the headsets, puts it on, and says that tonight him and Arn Anderson are going to have a match and they're going to get it on. Woo! So we have a double main event already. This is built up as the WCW Nitro from Denver. You get to see the big, huge sort of blimp shot of the city showing the huge... I don't know the arena that the Nuggets play in, but it's basically that arena, and they make it look like this is a really big show, almost like you're lucky enough to watch like a WCW pay-per-view on Monday Nitro tonight. And the lead-off match right out of the gate is Lex Luger against Randy Savage. This is a little bit of a weird match, and I don't know how to really describe it, but basically Luger and Savage are just basically in the ring, and they're not going to give the other guy an inch. They're fighting over every move that's in the ring. Normally you see the guys tie up, they throw each other into the ropes, they bounce off, they give each other some clotheslines. Every single move is basically fought and just wrestled over. It's not a real wrestling style match, like a collegiate style or high school wrestling match. It's not a brawl because they're not really punching and hitting each other. They're just sort of grappling for position. This match, goes from in the ring to out of the ring to back in the ring. And it basically comes down to a spot where Randy Savage pushes Lex Luger and he knocks over the referee, and the referee takes a bump. From there, basically, Savage is able to get a pin on Luger, with Luger being knocked out, only to find out that there's no referee there. Savage is the one that clearly bumped Luger into it was Randy Anderson, the referee. Savage was able to pick him up, and Savage was able to hit the slam and get the macho elbow, but there's no referee to make the count. Savage goes over to wake up the referee and get the referee to come back into the ring so he can make the 1, 2, 3. And as he's trying to wake up the ref, basically the Giant comes down to the ring, and the Giant is basically going to be handing out ass whoopings again. Giant comes down, Giant comes and gives the big choke slam to Randy Savage. Giant just sort of looks at Lex Luger, turns around and heads back to the locker room. Lex Luger, who doesn't see the Giant, but yet everybody is also sort of still associating Lex Luger with oh shit, what the hell was their name? Dungeon of Doom. And, basically this just sort of adds a little bit of fuel to the fire. Luger picks up Savage, puts him in for the torture rack. He's able to get the victory. A very good match. It's not the greatest wrestling match of all time like goes after it, but you can tell that it was a big time feel, and I guess this makes Lex Luger the new #1 contender, getting a title shot at the winner of Giant versus Macho Man at Halloween Havoc. From here we go to Eddie Guerrero versus Malenko. It was pretty cool to see this because of how the way they highlighted this as on the Monday Night War documentary on Monday, with basically them saying that WCW is buying up all of WCW's talent, and of course Eddie Guerrero and Malenko having the big match before they left there, as well as all the other classic matches that they had while they shared time in while they shared time in ECW. Of course, everybody in the fans were cheering, "Please don't go, please don't go." And this was a very short match, and we didn't even get to see all of the match. Honestly, this match was about 5 minutes long, with Eddie Guerrero, getting the victory when he was able to get a roll-up for a 1, 2, 3. As they were getting out of the ring, Malenko pulls him back in and demands a rematch, and Eddie grants him the match, as there is a mutual respect in here. We don't get to see a lot of this match, not because there's a commercial, but because Hulk Hogan walks into the arena. This match was about 5 minutes, and 2 minutes of it was showing Hulk Hogan and Jimmy Hart walking into the arena, with basically Jimmy Hart begging Hulk Hogan not to walk into the arena, not to come in there, because he still had the injured neck, and the Giant was on the loose, and Hulk Hogan was telling you he couldn't let down 10,000 screaming Hulkamaniacs. So he was basically going to be in there, and he wanted to look the Giant in the eyes and challenging him to a fight at Halloween Havoc. From there, we finally get to see Hulk Hogan come down to the ring, and he cuts a promo saying that he's in Denver. There's a little boy that he spent some time with. It was little Jimmy. Not our Truth's little Jimmy, but a different little Jimmy. And basically, you know, it was Jimmy that talked sense into Hogan, that told him, you know, you need to quit messing around and you need to quit feeling sorry for yourself because of your neck. You need to get in there and you need to make sure that you put the Giant into the ground with one of those big Hulk Hogan body slams. And as he's getting out of the ring with his interview with Gene Okerlund, there's an old lady at ringside who throws powder into Hulk Hogan's face, and once she jumps over the rail, we're able to find out that this is Kevin Sullivan in drag, and basically the Giant and the Zodiac come down and they start whooping up on Hogan and leave Hogan laying in the center of the ring. And as they're beating him up, they pull out a pair of clippers and they shave off Hulk Hogan's mustache, because Hulk Hogan is a lot like I was going to say Hercules, but I don't think Hercules is the one that his hair on his body was all that, you know, brought him strength. I can't remember what that fable was when I was a kid, basically. But the American males and the Nasty Boys come running out of the back, and they're able to try and break this up. But they are all met by choke slams as well. 5 choke slams in one segment here for you. And then basically we're finally able to go back to the commercial, and then we come back for our main event, which is Ric Flair versus Arn Anderson. We saw this match at Fall Brawl, and since then we've been getting promos of Ric Flair trying to find a partner in order to fight the team of Arn Anderson and Brian Pillman, and Brian Pillman and Arn Anderson telling Ric Flair that he'll never be able to find a partner because he's just been too much of a bad guy throughout all of this. Arn and Rick have their match. Rick locks in the figure 4 on Arn Anderson. Pillman comes running down and does a giant splash off of the top rope while the figure 4 is still intact. And then Arn Anderson and Brian Pillman continue to beat up Ric Flair laying there in the center of the ring to get the disqualification win. From here, we're told that Ric Flair and Arn Anderson are going to have a match in a cage next week. We also going to see Sting take on the Shark. And Sabu makes his return to Monday Nitro to take on Mr. JL. I don't know who Mr. JL is, but we will soon find out. But that was the 10/2/95 Monday Nitro, an exciting night leading us up to Halloween Havoc. I don't know how many more Nitros there are to get us to Halloween Havoc, but I am excited to check it out because I want to see the Monster Truck challenge. Peace out.